Hey guys, it's Nick, and it's preview time for the Blackhawks versus Minnesota Wild tonight. Hawks are coming in after losing a bad one to the Florida Panthers, 6-3, and having a 3-day break in between that game because the Christmas break came in. Every team got the 3-day break. Tonight's game being against the Wild, it's another Central Division matchup. And the Hawks have played against the division well this year. They've already beat Minnesota once this year and lost to them in overtime. Going into tonight's game, it should be a good one. It is in the United Center where they are playing better in as of late. The team up front, the team in general has been playing a whole lot better all around hockey. But we have to put into the fact that Minnesota's also been playing a solid season. A season where everyone was writing off the Minnesota Wild going into the year, where people were having them sixth or seventh place in the division. But they've actually had a solid season. Let me pull up the standings. But going into tonight, I expect the Hawks and Wild to have a good game. They always are closely contested games where they each tend to get up to playing. Where in the past few years, though, Minnesota has outplayed the Hawks. But the Hawks are starting to get better playing against the Wild again. They have been looking like themselves when they play the Wild. This game tonight is a 7:30 start as usual when it comes to a United Center game, because that's how they usually are when it comes to the Chicago Blackhawks games at the UC. The Wild, after the Christmas break, are 17-15-3. The Blackhawks, on the other hand, 13-20-6. We have some games to win, and coming up, I feel like they need to step it up if they want to actually have a decent record. But going into tonight's game, let's go at the point leaders for each team. The two leading point getters. Miguel Gramlin of the Minnesota Wild leads the Wild with 34 points, a total of 11 goals and 23 assists. And he's a +2 on plus minus. He's played 35 games this year, but their second leading point getter is Zach Parise. 34 games played, 15 goals, 14 assists for a total of 29 points. The Hawks need to watch out of Parise. Every time it seems like the Hawks play the Wild and Parise's in the lineup, he gets up to playing those games. He does play well against the Hawks, and this year he's played well against the Hawks pretty good when they have faced them. So he has 29 points this year. So want to watch out for them. The Wild, from what I can tell, they are more of a depth scoring team where they have more bottom end scoring, where the Hawks are not does not have that going for them. The Hawks have more top heavy goal scoring for them, where they have like Taze, DeBrincat, Kane, Sod's even getting back to where he should be in scoring. They have more of a top-end scoring team. But the Wild has more of a spread out scoring for their team going for them. So for the Blackhawks, our leading point getter is Patrick Kane with 38 games played, 17 goals, 27 assists for a total of 44 points on this season. Those are good numbers. He is a -9, but it's Patrick Kane. It's known for him not having the highest plus minus rating, but This is a little bit low. This is a little bit different where he's usually not that bad in the plus minus rating where he's ranked right now and with a -9. That doesn't seem normal for Patrick Kane, but he's never had the best plus minus rating in his career. For the Hawks, second point getter, leading point getter will be Jonathan Toews with 32 points on the season with 16 assists and 17 goals. No, my bad, 16 goals. Alex DeBrincat is second on the team for goals with 17. He's tied with Kane for, well, okay. For the Hawks, Kane and DeBrincat's tied for goals with 17, and Jonathan Toews is right behind them with 16. Toews is tied with Duncan Keith for second on the assist category for 16. So Keith's having a solid season, getting points as a defenseman where he has 16 assists. That's actually pretty solid for a defenseman who's having more of a falling to his career where he's not producing the goals, but he's still putting up some points on the Apple category. Hopefully tonight the Hawks can pull out a win. I would like to see it, but anything can happen tonight. I don't know if they will win because I don't have that I have that weird feeling something where they aren't going to win. It's expected Cam Ward will be the starting goalie for the Blackhawks tonight. I would have gone with Colin Delia, but he's played solid this year. The only game he really had a terrible game in was against the Florida Panthers on Sunday. But honestly, going into tonight's game, I think the Hawks have a chance to bouncing back after a rough game to the Panthers because they do play well against the division this year. Hopefully the Hawks can pull it out and get a Hawks win. So my pick to click is get more depth scoring, get to a quick start, and don't allow the Wild to get into the lead first. If the Wild get a lead first, I don't think the Hawks win. The Hawks need to get off to a fast start. By the way, tonight there will be a live stream for tonight's game, so be prepared to get one of those. And my pick to click for a good game, I'm going to go with I'll go with Dylan Strome. He's played solid in a Blackhawk uniform, but I feel like he's going to have a good game tonight. I just have the weird feeling that he is. So, leave down in the comments below who's your pick to click for a Hawks win tonight, for who's going to have a good game, and your keys to tonight's game. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks!